Alright, live on YouTube, live on Rumble. Good afternoon, hello, and welcome to This Day in History, aka TDH. I am Alexander.
Golden Loon.
And you are you. Thank you so much for coming in and joining us. Today is, of course, Sun's Day, aka Sunday, July 19th, 2026. This show is about interesting and important events that happened today throughout the annals of recorded history. We have a 37-page document to go through, so a little on the longer side. So let's jump into it, shall we? Starting us off in the year 64, the Circus Maximus in Rome caught fire. The Great Fire of Rome caused widespread devastation and raged on for 6 days, destroying half the city.
Ooh.
Wow. And actually, I don't have an image of it, but it's I thought I had a note there. Apparently not. Like, these are AI-generated images, of course, I think. I don't know. But also, apparently, the legend tells that Nero played the lyre when Rome burned, and so apparently he started it or something, or was involved in it somehow, and he was just like, you know what a lyre is, right? Like little,
yeah,
very small harp type looking thing, you know?
Oh, okay.
Or hold on a second, lyre.
I thought you're talking about someone fibbing.
No, this.
Ah,
yeah,
that's what that's called?
That's a lyre, yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a weird-ass harp.
No, it is a weird-ass harp. Apparently, the Emperor Nero was playing this while the city was burning.
Oh, man.
I mean...
Probably not well, either.
Yeah. Well, he was a liar. 484, Leontius, Roman usurper, was crowned Eastern Emperor at Tarsus, modern Turkey. He was recognized in Antioch and made it his capital. 532, start of Dionysian Paschal cycle. What is Bede's Easter cycle? In the year 616, an anonymous scholar extended Dionysius' exiguous Easter table to an Easter table covering the years 532 and up. Including 721. Dionysius' table was published in 525 and only a century later accepted by the Church of Rome, which from the 3rd century till then had given preference to go on using its own relatively inadequate Easter tables. So this is something to do about Easter or whatever. Let's start the underbar section. This is Dionysian Paschal cycle. Throw that in there. This link and anything else we collect throughout the show will appear in the underbar description below after the live stream, about 10 minutes or so afterward. We already have a lot of cool things down there, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition, links to our various sources, the music in the background, and a handful of other cool things. Moving on up to 803, Bardanes Torcos was proclaimed emperor by rebellious Byzantine troops. So, yeah, that's...
Emperor.
Yeah. That's not good. The rebellious troops declaring somebody emperor or the actual emperor.
Yeah, well, that's war.
Troubles ahead. 1324, Mansa Musa, ruler of the Mali Empire, arrived in Cairo and his way to Mecca with a procession of 600,000 men, 12,000 slaves, and 80 camels carrying 136 kilograms or 300 pounds of gold each.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah, this was the guy, apparently, one of the wealthiest, if not the wealthiest, rulers of all time. Was this guy in Africa, 1,000 some odd years ago or whatever? Maybe this guy, and apparently he had so much wealth, he just he paraded around everywhere just showing it off. He had so much money.
12,000 slaves.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh look, doesn't look like a white guy to me, huh? I mean, then again, why would the king of Mali be white? That's a black country. So. Makes you wonder, who really did the most damage with slaves? It wasn't white people. 1425, Duke John VI of Barbara pledged Holland/Zealand to Philip the Good. So there you go. There's Zealand.
Zealand?
Yeah, we know about New Zealand.
Yeah. Well, Zealand.
Well, there's old Zealand.
Okay.
The original Zealand. Let's see here. That was 14.
It sounds weird without the new in front of it.
I know, right? Zealand. Yeah. But New England.
Yeah.
York, New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New Jersey. I don't know where Jersey came from.
Jersey somewhere. We've talked about Jersey. Not New Jersey, but the old Jersey.
Jersey Shore, perhaps?
Well, that's New Jersey.
No, I know.
No, but then Orleans. We all
New
know
Orleans, yeah.
Yeah, New Orleans or New Orleans, and Orleans I only know from the Age of Empires game, like the second one. You played as Joan of Arc in one of the campaigns.
Oh, okay.
And you actually you besieged and took and then defended the city of Orleans in France during the 100 Years' War.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 1510, 38 Jews were burned at the stake in Berlin, Prussia. Yikes. 1524, the Peasants' War began in Germany's Black Forest. Oh, what's going on there? I'm going to look that up here. German Peasants' War, 1524. Okay. Until 25, popular revolt in Central Europe. Huh. All right. German Peasants' War. Put that up there. Let's see here. It was a widespread popular revolt in some German-speaking areas in Central Europe from 1524 to 25. It was Europe's largest and most widespread popular uprising before the French Revolution in 1789. The revolt failed because of intense opposition from the aristocracy, who slaughtered up to 100,000 of the 300,000 poorly armed peasants and farmers. The survivors were fined and achieved a few, if any, of their goals, like the preceding Bundutsch movement and the Hussite Wars. The war consisted of a series of both economic and religious revolts involving peasants and farmers, sometimes supported by radical clergy like Thomas Munster. The fighting was at its height in the middle of 1525. Huh. So this is the whole thing that we were, never really taught about. Like, that's...
Yeah. Well,
and that's...
We weren't taught about a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, they especially don't want to teach us things like that because that plants the seed in our head that we, the people, can stand up against our oppressors. We might not necessarily win, but we'll still stand up. 1545, King Henry VIII's flagship Mary Rose sunk at Portsmouth. 73 died, and that's it right there, capsizing. Like, yikes. The Tudor warship Mary Rose sunk off Portsmouth in 1982. The wreck was salvaged in one of the most complex and expensive projects in the history of maritime archaeology.
Wow. In 1982 they pulled that out, huh?
Yeah, apparently. Let's see if I can find any pictures of them. Oh, wow, there it is.
Ooh.
They got at least a chunk of it.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know.
I don't know how much of it is.
It doesn't look like it has another side. I can't tell. But wow, that's still they
Looks
got.
like the framing goes under.
Yeah, there it is. It's just one part. It's one section. Wow. That's amazing. Look at that.
You're not kidding. That is something.
Okay, so that's the inside right here.
Yeah.
And then they have one wall. I guess the other one's disintegrated or something. Anyway, what else do we got here? 1553, 15-year-old Lady Jane Grey was deposed as Queen of England after a 9-day reign. Huh. Yeah. 1569, Albert Frederick followed his father, becoming Duke of Prussia after a symbolic ceremony of feudal homage to Polish King Sigismund Augustus. 1575, Spanish royalist commander Giles de Berlaymont, Lord of Herz, led the siege of Oudewater during the Dutch Revolt, capturing the rebel-held town after fierce fighting. 1588, Anglo-Dutch-Spanish War, Anglo-Spanish War, Battle of Gravelines, the Spanish Armada was sighted in the English Channel. Ooh, that's kind of ominous there. 1590, King Philip II's powerful secretary Antonio Perez escaped jail in Madrid and fled to Aragon. 1595, astronomer Johannes Kepler, the Kepler telescope, named after him.
Oh.
Yeah. Had an epiphany and developed his theory of the geometrical basis of the universe while teaching in Graz, Austria. Wow. Well, let's look up this. It's just going to tell us about the guy, not this specific epiphany. But yeah, that sounds pretty cool. 1639, 1674, Court of Holland banned books of Hobbes, Spinoza, and Meyer.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I'm going to do a surface level scratch for the article. It's not going to tell me anything here. Oh, against the Bible. Heresy that changed the world. Okay, so that's probably why they were all in anti-church affairs or something. So
is that? I don't know.
Well, it just says Spinoza, and that's one of the names right here.
Yeah.
The Dutch invented free speech and banned their greatest thinker. Okay.
Okay.
That's
so that one of their intellects.
Yeah. Spinoza was offered a fortune to stop writing. He refused and published a Tractatus. Huh. All right. 1688, Unionist soldiers killed surnamed Governor Cornelius Van Ireson, Van Sommerslezig, and Paramio. Okay. 1692, 5 more people, Rebecca Nurse, Susanna Martin, Elizabeth Howe, Sarah Good, and Sarah Wilds, hanged for allegedly practicing witchcraft as a result of the Salem witch trials in the Massachusetts Bay Colony. And that was while the English were in control, so like people don't realize that, like I haven't heard any in any recent years, but I remember in my younger times there was a lot of talk about hating on people from Salem and everything. Just like blah blah. Like how can you live in a place that was so dark and evil? It's like, well, I mean, the government over it has changed since the witch trials. That was British. You want to be mad at people? Be mad at the Brits for allowing this to happen. 1696, Russian Tsar Peter I's fleet occupied the southern mouth of the Don River and gained access to the Sea of Azov after the surrender of the Ottoman Azov garrison. 1701, representatives of the Iroquois Confederacy signed the Nanfan Treaty, ceding a large territory north of the Ohio River to England. 1 year later, the Great Northern War, Swedish troops under King Charles XII occupied Krakow, Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. Now, that sounds, it's okay, but I normally wouldn't cover that. It almost sounds like a nothing article. Let me read it from the other source. Great Northern War, a numerically superior Polish-Saxon army of Augustus II the Strong, operating from an advantageous defensive position, was defeated by a Swedish army half its size under the command of King Charles XII in the Battle of Klissow. Wow. How do you fuck up that bad?
Yeah.
Like, you're twice as big and in an advantageous position, and your name is Augustus the Strong? I mean, come on, dude. Live up to your name, man. I mean, you had every advantage. 1760, the formal request to found the city, or the later city of Mayagüez, Puerto Rico, was filed by its founders. 1816, survivors of the French frigate Medusa rescued off of Senegal after 16 days. We've covered this article 5 times.
Yeah.
And that's because we've covered it when this incident happened, and then there was 13 or some odd days later that they were discovered on the raft and everything, and only 15 of 151 were still alive after cannibalism and all that stuff. So, but here goes. Course to Senegal in the raft. Yeah, this is that's the picture of the raft.
Oh.
That's what 15 people ultimately lived on. Now, we don't have a banana for scale or something, so we don't know how big this raft is. But, I mean...
With all parts of the boat is what it is. A piece of the boat, actually.
Which is remarkable, that they built something just floating out in the water,
Well, how much they got,
together.
how much they... Yeah. They did tie something together, you can see that.
Well, I mean, think about it. When you build a raft, you usually build it on land.
Yeah.
These people were building a raft... in the water while themselves floating, trying to tie all this together into something, raftable. My
brother and I up in Canada, we built a couple racks from the logs, a lot of logging up there. So they're big logs on the shore. So we tied them together and made a raft out of it.
Yeah, I bet you weren't tying them together in the water, though.
No. And it also came apart as we were out on it.
That's not good.
No.
What else do we got here? You know what? I'm gonna put the Medusa in the underbar section as well. Let's see here. Medusi. Okay. Let's see here. Medusi. All right. What else do we got? Moving on up to 1817. Unsuccessful in his attempt to conquer the Kingdom of Hawaii for the Russian-American Company, George Anton Schaffer was forced to admit defeat and leave Kauai. 1832, the British Medical Association was founded as the Provisional Medical and Surgical Association by Sir Charles Hastings at a meeting in the boardroom of the Worcester Infirmary. 1843, steamship SS of Great Britain was launched. Designed by Isambard Kingdom Brunel, it is the first ocean-going craft with an iron hull or screw propeller, and it's the largest vessel afloat in the world.
The screw propeller is every bit as important as the iron part.
Actually, there's
probably more.
The screw propeller is more. Iron is nice, but you can put a screw propeller on a wooden, and it'll still work. Probably not as slick because iron is more, hydro.
Hydrodynamic.
Thank you, hydrodynamic. 1845, fire in New York City destroyed 1,000 homes and killed many. To the Great New York City Fire of 1845, the last great fire to affect Manhattan began early in the morning and was subdued that afternoon. The fire killed 4 firefighters and 26 civilians and destroyed 345 buildings.
Geez.
Wow. Now, see, that's the thing that's, because that second one is from the other source. 345 buildings. Primary source says 1,000 homes. Well, an apartment would be considered a home.
Yeah.
So one building could be 20 homes.
True.
So that's something, intriguing to think about. 1848, first U.S. Women's Rights Convention held in Seneca Falls, New York, organized by Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Lucerda Mott. Excellent. Yeah, it was a 2-day Women's Rights Convention. Dude, nice. 1848 as well, German Parliament demanded Dutch province of Limburg. Okay. Why? They make stinky cheese. So, 2 years later, the Stadium cargo ship Elizabeth, returning from Italy, wrecked in a storm off the coast of Fire Island, New York, killing 10, including journalist Margaret Fuller, her husband, and child. Oh, man. 1860, first railroad reached Kansas. 1863, during the U.S. Civil War, we have the Battle of Buffington's Island, St. George Creek, Ohio. And I wonder if this is also connected because we have Morgan's Raid here we go, Buffington Island, Ohio. So yeah, Buffington's Island, there it is. Confederate General George Hunt Morgan's raid in the north was mostly thwarted when a large group of his men were captured while trying to escape across the Ohio River. 1867, Dutch Red Cross formed. We also have U.S. Congress pass the Third Reconstruction Act over President Andrew Johnson's veto. Why was he vetoing it? I'm going to look this up here really quick. Reconstruction Acts. All right, I'm just going to throw this in here. Reconstruction Acts. And this was the Third Reconstruction Act. So background, yada yada, history, Reconstruction Act, supplementary laws, Constitution. Oh, okay. It's not telling me specifically the third one. So, is there anything else here? No. So if anybody wants to look it up, let us know specifically why they passed it despite his veto. Let us know in the comment section. That'd be wonderful.
Could have been anything from he wanted other things included in it. Politics.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I do. 1869, Louis Riel spoke at a meeting of Metis residents about rights, setting in motion the events now referred to as the Red River Rebellion. What is this Red River Rebellion? I'm going to look that up here really quick. Let's see here. All right. Also known as the Red River Resistance, Red River Uprising, or First Riel Rebellion, was a sequence of events that led up to the 1869 establishment of a provisional government by Metis, leader of Louis Riel, and his followers at the Red River Colony in the early stages of establishing today's Canadian province of Manitoba.
Okay.
It had earlier been a territory called Rupert's Land and had been under control of the Hudson's Bay Company before it was sold. Oh, yeah.
Good old Hudson Bay. They owned all of that stuff up there at one time.
Yeah. We were talking about this. I was trying to find that video. Hold on a second. History of Canada. Let's see if I can find. Is that it? Yeah, that's it right there. So let's see. Most replayed French colonial conflict, post-war, most Western exploration, borders. Rebellion, Confederation, Expansion and Settlement. I'm trying to find the section where it talks about Hudson's Bay. World War and Depression. Well, I guess I'm already past it. But it's an interesting video regardless, so I'm going to throw this in here. History of Canada. And this is like an abridged thing.
Yeah.
So, what else do we got? Get rid of that. All right. Moving on to 1870, France declared war on Prussia. The Franco-Prussian War begins. Okay. 5 years later, 1875, Emma Abbott of a floating hospital for sick children made a trial trip in New York City. That's not it. That's some other ship, I think.
They still have those today.
Yes. I wonder what that ship was. That was some kind of... Hold on a second. Where is it? Grid art. Okay, some ship. I don't remember what that is. There's a fire that was in Manhattan.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
There's a hospital ship right there. So that's
they were
cool.
using hospital ships during COVID in case they needed extra.
Well, we still have them today,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, it's not just for that, but they're in use all over the place all the time. In or out of wars. I mean, in areas where there's civil unrest or there's outright war and all that stuff. UN forces are there, and if there's some disease or whatever, they use ships for the exact same reason as you said, for quarantine and isolation and all that stuff. So, 1877, the first Wimbledon men's tennis. 27-year-old English rackets player Spencer Gore won inaugural event, defeating William Marshall 6-1, 6-2, 6-4. 1877, Russo-Turkish War. First Russian assault on Plevna in the Ottoman Empire, now Pleven in Bulgaria, failed. 3,000 Russian and 2,000 Turk casualties. That's dead and wounded. 1880, San Francisco Public Library started lending books.
Yeah, how about that?
Cool, yeah. 1 year later, Sioux Indian Chief Sitting Bull surrendered to U.S. federal troops at Fort Butford in the territory of Montana. 1899, National Brotherhood of Electrical Workers forms. Sounds like a union.
Yes,
you know,
it does.
But it also sounds like, you know, like a freaking, like a Freemason type thing. You know, it's a union secret society, you know, thing of electrical workers. How shocking, you know. On to other not-so-current events. 1900, Luxembourg-born Michael Thieto, representing France, won Paris Olympics marathon 2 hours, 59 minutes, and 45 seconds, ahead of another French athlete, Emile Champion. Well, apparently he wasn't champion that time. We also had the first line of the Paris Metro open for operation. Cool. So
that's Paris
Underground,
Metro. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, of course, London had the first ever.
Yeah.
But, so one of these, I don't know if the first line is even still in use. But, yeah, there's the Paris Metro. Well, what else we got here? 902, John McGraw officially became manager of MLB Baseball New York Giants. 30-year tenure began, lasting until 32.
Wow,
we covered this.
30 years.
We covered this a couple of days ago.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. 903, first Tour de France. French rider Maurice Guerin won inaugural event.
It's just like Wimbledon a little bit ago. Now that you can only have one first.
Yes.
If something's around as many years as Wimbledon and Tour de France and all that, you are the first.
Oh yes,
That's
no,
cool.
Yeah, no, but I mean like, yeah, like, you know, first Tour de France you're talking about.
Yeah.
No, that's why it's marked. Actually, I think I have other Tour de France's marked and all that stuff, because that's only like, you know, once every X amount of years. Do they do it every year?
Every year.
Every year?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's been around since 1903, so that's why.
Yeah.
As long as when something has longevity like that, and you become obviously you're dead by the time it comes around now.
Actually, I don't think it was done every year.
Well, it is now.
Well, yes. I'm just thinking, like, you know, I think World War I and II probably pumped the brakes on that.
There are things that, interrupt that.
Yeah. 905, Llama's War Party hats. The Llama's War Party. Okay. That was a weird sentence to read. My brain couldn't register it. Llama's War Party attacked a group of 60 fleeing French mission. French mission at Tizuku, Chinese-Tibetan border, murdering most with Scottish botanist George Forrest, escaping by hiding for 9 days. What the hell? We have Llama's War, like a political, Llama's War Party attack. So the Llama's War is a political party, apparently. They're attacking a group of 60, freeing a French mission at the Chinese-Tibetan border, who are murdering people involved with Scotland. What's happening here? Too many countries are connected. My brain hurts. In 1907, under pressure from the Japanese, the Emperor of Korea abdicated in favor of his son, a figurehead. 1 year later, Dutch football club Feyenoord was established in Rotterdam as Wilhelmina, reverted to SC Feyenoord in 1912, updated to SC Feyenoord in 1974, and to Feyenoord Rotterdam in 1978. Okay. 909, Cleveland shortstop Neil Ball completed the first modern MLB unassisted triple play in the Indians' 6-1 win over the Boston Red Sox. 1910, Cy Young won the 500th game of his Baseball Hall of Fame career as the Cleveland Naps defeated the Washington Senators 5-2 in 11 innings. Only pitcher in MLB history to reach that milestone.
Now, you kind of blew by it pretty quick. I was going to ask you, do you know what an unassisted triple play is?
The opposite of a triple play that was assisted. No.
Well, you're not wrong. It's whoever that guy was, Cleveland shortstop.
Cy Young?
No, the unassisted. The unassisted guy.
Okay.
Anyways, he made all 3 outs by himself on one play.
Nice.
Yeah.
I wish I understood what that meant, to fully appreciate that.
Well, it does. Yeah, I'll give you an example. He was a shortstop.
I don't know what a shortstop is.
Okay.
I know it's a position. I don't know where it at,
Yeah.
what significance.
There's a third baseman, second baseman, right? In
Okay.
between those two bases is the shortstop.
Now, is he like on, like directly between, or is he out in the field? Is he outfield
He's still no.
or infield?
He's before. Behind him is the left fielder.
Okay.
So he's in between the two bases.
Okay.
And so what it means is, say a line drive would hit at him. There's a guy on first and second. And say both those guys went to steal
Okay.
as the guy pitched it. Hit a line drive, he catches it, steps on second bag, and tags the guy trying to steal from first. 1, 2, 3 outs.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if you got it or not.
I
but-
didn't. I'm trying to, but like.
Yeah, it's hard to visualize
Yeah.
it.
1912, a meteorite of estimated 190 kilograms mass exploded over Holbrook in Navajo County, Arizona, causing approximately 16,000 pieces of debris to rain on the town. I want to go back to Naps, the Cleveland Naps. Like, is that shorthand for something?
What
Like,
is it now again?
Right, Cy Young's team.
Oh yeah.
Like, was that their name? Or like, what are they now? Like, is that
I don't know. It's
shortened for something?
No, it's not their name anymore.
Okay.
I don't know what their name is now. It used to be the Cleveland Indians, and of course
Okay.
they got political correct, so I'm sure it's not that
Cleveland
anymore.
Naps. Cleveland Guardians.
Guardians, yeah. See, they
Okay.
changed it from the Indians.
Of course.
Oh
it is.
God, we don't want to insult the Indians.
Well, I mean, they're not even insulted. but
I look at it as
it's
I'm,
just
I'm not an Indian, but or whatever you want to call.
it's just overabundance of white guilt.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like
I think it gives
if
tremendous respect.
if
to
the natives
Indian
are okay with it, then we need to shut our
Yeah.
stupid
Oh,
hot
no,
dog
they
eating
haven't
mouths. You know.
Redskins are gone, Indians are gone, anything like that.
And that was okay. I don't want to get into that, but
No.
like we've already covered all that, and the natives were fine with it.
Yeah.
But we, you know, the friggin' left, they keep doing this stuff. It's like, oh no, you can't speak for yourself. Me, the white liberal, will speak for you, downtrodden, non-white, you know, native. That's how they act. It's just like, dude, do you not see how hypocritical you people are being? You know, like let them speak for themselves. If they're cool with it, then shut the hell up. You know? Anyway, 1913, Billboard published its earliest known chart, last week's 10 bestsellers among popular songs. The number one song is Melinda's Wedding Day by singers Byron Harlon and Arthur Collins, recorded in Camden, New Jersey. 1 year after that, Boston Braves began drive from last to the NL pennant with a 3-2 win against the second-place Cincinnati Reds. That's a heck of a comeback there. We covered a lot of comebacks, actually.
Yeah.
They're still impressive, but there's a lot more of them than you think.
Yeah, no, there is.
1915, Dutch accidents at sea law enforced.
I don't even know what that means.
I'm going to look that up. It's not
Sea
telling me
law.
anything. Dutch accidents
That doesn't sound right.
at sea law enforced.
Yeah,
How do you
that doesn't
enforce
mean
an
anything.
accident? Like, 1915, the Washington Senators set an MLB record 8 stolen bases in an innings, the first innings, an 11-4 win versus Cleveland. Speaking of stealing, where's the shortstop there? 1918, Washington Senators catcher Eddie A. Smith applied for draft deferment. Secretary of War Newton D. Baker ruled baseball players are not draft exempt, but later moved the date to September 1st. Both leagues end regular season on September 2nd. 1919, following Peace Day celebrations marking the end of World War I, ex-servicemen rioted and burned down Luton Town Hall. That's not good. It's a very bad thing to do. 1920, Babe Ruth hit his 30th home run in the 1920 baseball season, breaking his own single-season record. He would attain 54 throughout the season before that record the next year, or before breaking that record the next year. 2 years later, 1922, stadium swimmer Johnny Weissmuller was the first to break the 1-minute barrier for 100-meter freestyle, swimming in 58.6 seconds at Alameda, California. Nice.
Tarzan.
Yeah. Johnny Weiss, is it Tarzan?
Yeah, in the movies, yeah, he became Tarzan.
That's cool. Is that after 1920?
Yeah.
Okay. So not only, or 22, not only did he break the 1-minute barrier, but then he went on to
Became a movie star.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1 century ago, in 1926, the second French government of Edouard Herliat formed. Would not have covered that if it had been 1 century ago. That's 100 years.
Yeah.
Oh. 1928, King Fahd of Egypt seized power and disbanded the parliament. That is not good. 1930, Richard E. Byrd, Lawrence McKinley Gould, and their polar expedition team returned to the United States following the first exploration of the interior of Antarctica. Yes. And the things that he saw, and the stuff that he reported on, like there's apparently a whole nother I'll look it up.
Well, wait a minute. He's in Antarctica.
Yes.
That should be wintertime down there.
Is it not always wintertime down there?
Oh, half the time it's summer.
It's still a giant block of ice.
I know, but
I mean, it's less cold, but it's still cold. I guess 30 below isn't 40 below, Hold on a second. Admiral Byrd on Antarctica. Let's see if I can find a video of this.
See the dates when they were there.
There's an interview here. Beyond the ice wall. Yeah, let me just play this one section of it here.
Our guest tonight found out whether there was any land north of the North American continent. He made that first discovery flight, and I must say that Admiral Byrd, our guest tonight, is not only our greatest living explorer, but he's been an inspiration to countless Americans. Admiral Byrd, you've been to both the North Pole and the South Pole. Is there any unexplored land left on this earth that might appeal to adventurous young Americans?
Yes, there is. And not up around the North Pole, because it's getting crowded up there now, because they find out it's really usable, not only to live in, but militarily. But strangely enough, there's left in the world today an area as big as the United States that's never been seen by human beings. And that's beyond the pole, on the other side of the South Pole, from Middle America. And I think it's quite astonishing that there should be an area as big as that unexplored.
Just straight up, and that was Admiral Byrd. He was, you know him.
Yeah.
He's not going to make something like that up.
No.
Unless he's going loopy. And if he was, we would have figured out something. But I mean, he's straight up saying that there's more land out there than what's on the map.
Yeah, it's quite stunning. Unexplored land.
I mean, see, all I can say is this. You take all the countries of the world, all the different types of government, all the different religions, all the different that everybody disagrees with each other except for one magical thing, Antarctica. No matter what, everybody seems to agree on that one thing, and that I wonder why. Out of everything in the world, not to militarize, not to resource, not to invade, not to occupy,
Of course, this was in the 30s, so they have long since explored the whole thing.
Well, no, he's talking about beyond the South Pole.
Yeah.
Like there's a whole ice wall thing. But anyway, Admiral Byrd interview. So just put that there in the underbar for anybody to watch. That's this video right there. That clip was just a portion of that.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on up to 1933. Rick Farrell of the Boston Red Sox and Wes Farrell of the Cleveland Indians, two brothers on opposite teams, hit home runs in the same game, a first in MLB history. That's epic. 34, the rigged airship USS Macon surprised the USS Houston near Clipperton Island with a mail delivery for President Franklin D. Roosevelt, demonstrating its potential for tracking ships at sea. That's kind of spooky. We're not there yet. Hold on a second. Let's see here. I want to image search this airship. There it is right here.
Oh.
Yeah. Apparently it crashed 2 years before the Hindenburg. But yeah, there it is. That's the airship. It intercepted some other ship and delivered mail or something. That's wild. What else we got here? 1936, 17-year-old Cleveland Indians future Baseball Hall of Fame pitcher Bob Feller made his MLB debut in relief in a 9-5 loss to Senators at Griffith Stadium, Washington. 36 as well, Spanish Premier Casares Aguirre was succeeded by Jose Giral. So during the Spanish Civil War, the CNT and UGT called a general strike in Spain, mobilizing workers' militias against the nationalist forces. People's Olympiad of Barcelona were canceled. That would make sense. You can't really host, during a civil war. 37, Antarctic Air Fair opened in Munich. Okay, so it's like an air show or something. I'm just, or some.
I would think that's what it is. Yeah.
I'm getting images of an art exhibit.
No, that's okay.
Oh, art fair, not air fair. Art fair. Wow, I still misread it. So, duh.
Now it looks right.
Okay, art fair. All right. 1939, Dr. Roy P. Schultz was the first surgeon to use fiberglass sutures. Now, you know what a suture
Oh
is?
man, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
stitchings. Fiberglass.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
No. It sounds,
Yikes.
yeah.
Ooh.
Like, unless they still use them today. I mean, fiberglass sutures.
I just can't imagine
Fiber ring sutures.
anything like that would be conducive to.
Fiber link and tiger
Touching the
link
skin.
sutures. Well, I mean, like, they could have it, like, wrapped in plastic.
Well,
or
they don't
something.
say that.
Well, no, but they don't not say that either.
But I have a vision of fiberglass, and sutures are probably that.
Yeah. Oh.
There's
Specialized
nothing
sutures and
worse
fiber-
than fiberglass
Yeah.
next to your skin.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I'm trying to see if it's still. I'm not finding anything.
Well, that
So-
was back in the 50s, so yeah.
This was 39.
39, no.
1940, Adolf Hitler ordered Great Britain to surrender. They declined. Thank goodness.
Think?
Yeah. We also have Nazi occupiers imprisoned 231 prominent Dutch citizens in Buchenwald. That name's familiar. Nazi occupiers in the Netherlands forbade anti-Nazi films. We also have during World War II, Battle of Cape Spada, the Royal Navy and the Regia Marina clashed. The Italian light cruiser Bartolomeo Collini was sunk with 121 casualties. We're still in 1940 with this, by the way.
Right.
Field Marshal ceremony, first occasion in World War II that Adolf Hitler appointed field marshals due to military achievements. Army Order 112 formed the intelligence corps in the British Army. Now, 1941, Mom's time. BBC World Service began playing V for victory.
Yes.
Dash in Morse code. Opening of Ludwig van Beethoven's Fifth Symphony.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was a BBC. I remember Victory at Sea is what I remember as a kid. It was about World War II.
Well, this came out in 41, so this is
Yeah.
before the end.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I saw something probably 9-10 years later.
We also have the 41 British Prime Minister Winston Churchill launched his V for Victory campaign, so this is the same thing.
Yeah.
Let's see here, or just connected. 41 as well, first U.S. Army Flying School for Black Cadets dedicated in Tuskegee, Alabama. Alabama of all places. You know?
Well, blacks only.
Well,
That's horrible. I mean, that was still going on.
no,
Obviously, it was still going on.
well, no,
It was
I'm
still-
wondering, like, were blacks allowed into any flying school, or was this the only time that they could actually get in?
I think they had to create a black flying school for blacks so they could get in.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Alabama, that's not the first thing on my list, you know, like, when
Well,
if it's...
you're right there.
Like, because it didn't, you know, that is the South, but this is 41. The whole country was kind of like that.
Yeah.
You know?
To some degree, yeah.
Yes. You know, there was a bias. It wasn't
Absolutely.
like the South where like they were lynching them all the time, but in the North they weren't giving them jobs, you know, so there wasn't equality, but they weren't killing them. The South they were, but you know, that's where all the Democrats were. But yeah. Anyway, in 1941, Tom and Jerry first appeared under their own names in the cartoon The Midnight Snack by William Hanna and Joseph Barbera. I'm going to do an image search of this really quick.
Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah, we'll get to that here. Yeah, the Tom and Jerry. So that's the first time of their actual names. What else we got here? 1941, U.S. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt appointed the Fair Employment Practice Committee, FEPC. I'm going to look that up here really quick. Just do a surface level scratch to see if I can find anything. Fair Employment Practice Committee. Okay. It was created to implement Executive Order 802, banning discriminatory employment practices by federal agencies and all unions and companies engaged in war-related work. Okay, yeah, so this kind of goes hand in hand with that aviation school thing that we just spoke about. So, let's see here, FEPC. Throw that in there really quick. What else do we got here? 1942, German occupiers confiscated bicycles in Rotterdam and The Hague, probably to prevent the Tour de France. 1942, Transport 7 departed Drancy in France with 999 French Jews sent to Auschwitz concentration camp. 17 of them will survive until the war's end. That's terrible. I mean, it's better than 16, you know, not as good as 18. 1942, Boston Braves' Paul Wagner was the third National League player to get 3,000 hits after Honest Wagner and Eddie Collins, and seventh in MLB. Milestone was reached at Braves Field in an extra inning loss to his former team, the Pittsburgh Pirates. 42 as well. During World War II, the second happy time of Hitler's submarines came to an end as the increasingly effective Stadium convoy system compelled them to return to the Central Atlantic. That's a weird sentence to say. The second happy time of Hitler's submarines. That almost
It's weird. Yeah.
I know that almost sounds like the Happy Time Murders movie. Remember the one with the cow in the back
No.
getting aggressively milked?
No. I don't remember that at all.
43, 500 Allied Air Forces raid Rome during World War II. So Rome was heavily bombed by more than 500 Allied aircraft, inflicting thousands of casualties. 44, 1,200 plus 8th U.S. Air Force bombers bombed targets in southwest Germany. Wow. We also have 500 15th U.S. Air Force Liberators / Flying Fortresses bombed Munich vicinity. I don't know where Munich is exactly. Is that in southwest Germany? Is that connected to the article I just read beforehand?
I'm not sure where Munich is in Germany.
Yeah, well, let's see
I
here.
just know it's in Germany.
Munich in Germany map. Let's we can figure this out here. You know what? Hold a second.
I
German
think it's in West Berlin. There was the
map
other day.
with cities.
Let's see if my memory's correct.
Okay, let's see here. We're looking for Munich. Okay, southwest. Well, this is south, but southwest Germany. It could be connected. It could be connected with that other one, but it's more southeast.
Yeah.
But there really is not a southeast Germany. There's just
Yeah.
it's a misshapen chicken nugget. Like so. What else do we got here? 1944 Democratic Convention opened in Chicago. Went on to nominate President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Japanese aircraft carriers Taiho and Sokoku were sunk in the Marianas. Or Marianas. The Marineras.
In sauce.
Yeah. 45 USS Cos saved 51 sailors from Dutch sub in only sub-to-sub rescue. That's interesting.
Oh,
One
geez.
submarine
Saved
rescuing
another
people
one.
from another. That's really cool.
USS Cod. What a name.
Yeah. I guess that answering the Call of Duty. COD. So. 1945. Or 1947, Loon's time.
Hey.
Prime Minister of Shadow Burma government, Boygoki Aung San, and 6 of his cabinet and 2 non-cabinet members were assassinated by armed paramilitaries.
Ooh,
Yikes. Yeah. Other source said Prime Minister of the Shadow Burmese government, Boygoki Aung San, and 8 others were assassinated. 47 as well, Korean politician Lee Woon-hyung was assassinated. I wonder if it has to be connected. Because, that's a Korean politician getting assassinated after talking about other Korean politicians getting assassinated. Same year, you know.
Yeah.
49, Laos became associated state with within French Union. 1950, New York Yankees signed their first black players, Elson Howard and Frank Baines. Cool.
Wow. I saw Elton Howard play.
Nice.
End of his career, but yeah.
Well, this is the beginning. Probably not beginning, but I don't know.
Sounds like it.
Well, at least with the Yankees. 1950, Pope Pius XII published encyclical Summi Majoris. Let's look this up really quick. The Summi Majoris. All right, so let's copy that, put that here, do my hyphen, and what is this encyclical about? The Pope portrays a big picture of his time. On one hand, there are millions of people who come to Rome as pilgrims from all nations in the world. They give testimony of oneness and faith, brotherly unity and piety. On the other, the present social conditions of the people give reasons for high anxiety and concern. The call for hate and class warfare is not going to solve any problems. They need to be tackled not with violence, but by the law of justice. In addition, the specter of another war is looming. In 1950. Well, yeah, Korea, if it hadn't started already, which I think it had. It started in 50, right? Korea?
I don't know exactly, but yeah. I remember it in the 50s. I'm not sure the exact starting year.
Yeah, 1950. So
Okay.
I think it already started, because we've covered the start of the Korean War.
Because it was going on. But memory I have, I don't remember it
Yeah.
starting. I was too young.
Yeah, well, you're only
4 years old.
Yeah. Well. 1952, the 15th Summer Olympic Games opened at the Helsingin Olympic Stadium, Helsinki, Finland. 54, Elvis Presley's debut single, a cover of Arthur Kurdrup's "That's All Right," was released.
That's all right, Mama.
Yeah. 55, Balshulita tied up at Pier 43 in San Francisco and became a floating museum. So it's the name of a ship, not a person. And they didn't tie a human being to to appear.
Good.
Well, it almost sounds like like a
Yeah.
murder.
Yeah.
Like, but no, it's a ship for a floating museum. That's cool. We have a lot of nautical history today. 1955, first performance of Gerald Vinci's cello concerto, his last major work. Jean Barbieri led the Halley Orchestra with soloist Christopher Bunting at Cheltenham Music Festival in Gloucestershire, England. 55 as well, Yarkon Water Project opened to supply water to the Negev Desert in Israel. 56, U.S. refused to lend Egypt money to build the second Aswan Dam. 57, first rocket with nuclear warhead fired, Yucca Flat, Nevada. Guess for a test. 57 as well, the largely autobiographical novel The Ordeal of Gilbert Pinfold by Evelyn Waugh was released. 1960, MLB San Francisco Giants rookie Juan Marshall defeated Philadelphia Phillies 2-0 in debut at Candlestick Park. First National League hurler since 1900 to debut with a one-hitter.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's a great pitcher.
Yeah.
He had a really weird, huge high kick with his leg.
Huh. John Marshall. I gotta see this.
Juan Marshall.
Juan Marshall pitching. Now I gotta see if there's videos of him. Okay. Here. Oh, I see already.
Here you go. You gotta see the whole thing.
I'm gonna increase the speed.
So it's really hard to see where the ball's coming from. See how high he kicks that?
Wow!
Yeah.
Dude! That is one heck of a high kick. I can't even kick that high.
Do that for 9 innings.
No. I can kick above my head and I can't kick that high. Hell. 1961, the first in-flight movie was shown on TWA. And Tunisia imposed a blockade on the French naval base at Bizret. The French would capture the entire town 4 days later. 63, NASA civilian test pilot Joe Walker in X-15 reached 105 kilometers. Now, Joe Walker flew a North American X-15 to a record altitude of 106,010 meters, 347,800 feet on the X-15 Flight 90. Exceeding an altitude of 100 kilometers, this flight qualified as a human space flight under international convention.
Ooh.
Holy crap.
Man.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
64, Vietnam War. At a rally in Saigon, South Vietnamese Prime Minister Nguyen Thanh called for expanding the war into North Vietnam. 65, shooting began on Star Trek's second pilot, Where No Man Has Gone Before. Da, 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 da. 66, Governor James Rose declared state of emergency in Cleveland. There was a race riot. 1 year later, 1967, first air-conditioned New York City subway car, the R38 on the F line. All right. So whoever rode this back then, that the very first luxury.
Wow. No kidding.
That's
Air
awesome.
conditioning. Could you imagine getting those things stinky hot?
Oh, with the smell of piss, like,
Oh, God.
no.
You added another dimension to it. Thank you.
Yeah. Like that one Ralphie May stand-up comedy. Oh, it smells like bok choy and ass, 1967, Piedmont Airlines Flight 22, a Piedmont Airlines Boeing 727-22, and a twin-engine Cessna 310 collided over Hendersonville, North Carolina. Both aircraft were destroyed and all passengers and crew were killed, including John T. McNaughton, an advisor to Robert McNamara. Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, holy
Robert McNamara was the Secretary of War, I guess it would be now. Then
Yikes.
Secretary of Defense.
So I'm going to do a looky-loo of this Piedmont
He was
Airlines.
lambasted because he was the face of the Vietnam War, McNamara.
All right, so we have 79 from the first aircraft and 3 from the second, so a total of 82
What are you talking about?
deaths.
Oh,
We were just talking. This article is about 2 aircraft
Yeah.
colliding in the sky.
one's a Cessna, no doubt. Even.
Yeah. Oh. Let's see here. Piedmont Airlines Flight 22. Flights 22. Just 22, not 222. What else do we got here? 1969, Apollo 11 went into lunar orbit. 69 as well. Chappaquiddick incident. U.S. Senator Ted Kennedy crashed his car into a tidal pond at Chappaquiddick Island, Massachusetts. That's not too far from Passamaquoddy, killing his passenger Mary Jo Kaposhny.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Ass walked away from it.
57th. 1970, we have the 57th Tour de France. Defending champion Eddie Merckx of Belgium won the general, mountains, and combination categories. 73, New York Mets future Baseball Hall of Fame outfielder Willie Mays was named National League All-Star Team for the 24th time. Ties Stan Musial. 75, NASA's Apollo 18 and Soviet Soyuz 19 linked in orbit for 2 days. They were linked in orbit for 2 days. They separate. So that way they can both re-enter and everything. You can't re-enter together like that.
No.
75, New York Yankees catcher Thurman Munson's first inning single and RBI were nullified because tar on his bat handle extended the 18-inch limit. Minnesota Twins won 2-1. 76, Allman Brothers roadie score hearing sentenced to 75 years for providing drugs for the group based on Greg Allman's testimony. Yikes. British rock group Deep Purple disbanded. Sagmer National Park in Nepal was created. There we go. So that's a picture of it.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like, let me show you some more images. Like, I couldn't decide which one I wanted because these are all like amazing.
Yeah.
But I didn't even see the yak originally. There's a guy, the yak, right here. So, but then like there's one, like just look at all the different colors. As soon as this loads, if it loads, there it is.
Oh, look at that!
I know, right?
Jeez.
There's a settlement down there.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Odd color.
I know.
Like it has a lot of copper, or some kind of mineral.
A lot of mineral, like, which it might not be good. It might be polluted.
Could,
you know,
could be.
So that'd be quite a shame. You know, with everything else looking so spectacularly breathtaking. I mean, look at that, dude. What else we got here? 1977, the world's first global positioning system, a GPS signal, was transmitted from Navigation Technology Satellite 2, NTS-2, and received at Rockwell Collins in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, at 12:41 a.m. Eastern Time, and that is in the morning. So that's awesome. 78, New York Yankees start historic 14-game comeback with 2-0 win over the Minnesota Twins at Metropolitan Stadium in Bloomington, Minnesota. 79, two super tankers collided off Tobago, 260,000 tons of oil spilled.
Ooh, geez.
So the oil tanker SS Atlantic Empress collided with another oil tanker, causing the largest ever shipborne oil spill. Yikes.
Where did this happen? Does it say?
I'm actually going to look this up here really quick. First, I'm going to image search this. See if, oh, geez. Look at that.
Man.
Look at all the slick everywhere.
Yeah.
Like apparently it caught fire at some points. Like that's horrifying. SS Atlantic Empress. Okay, here we go. Ship history: collision and sinking. 18 nautical miles, 33 kilometers east of the island of Tobago. At the time of the collision, yada yada yada. So where's Tobago?
Well, that's what I was wondering.
Tobago. Officially, the Ward of Tobago is an island and ward in Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh, Trinidad. Okay.
Southwest of Barbados.
Okay, we know the area.
Is that south? Yeah. Okay. It's over here.
Yeah.
Northeast South America.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's where it is. So all right. So the Atlantic Express, SS Atlantic Express. Throw this link down in there. Moving on up to 1979, Nicaragua Liberation Day. Sandinistas take over from Anastasio Somoza Debayle. The Sandinista rebels overthrew the government of the Somoza family in Nicaragua. 1980, USSR's Walter Polyachek was placed in U.S. custody at 12 after his asylum application. The 22nd Summer Olympic Games opened in Moscow, Russia, led by the United States. 66 nations boycotted the event of Soviet-Afghan war.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. 81, the South African Springbok rugby team arrived in New Zealand, beginning 56 days of near civil war in the country between anti-apartheid protesters and Tour supporters. 81, in a private meeting with U.S. President Ronald Reagan, French President Francois Mitterrand revealed the existence of the Farewell Dossier, a collection of documents showing the Soviet Union had been stealing Stadian technological research and development. Wow. Yeah. How did France get a hold of that, of all people?
Yeah.
82, first annual Cracker Jack Old Timers Baseball Classics. Oh, what a hootenanny. 75-year-old Luke Appalling hit a 275-foot home run off Warren Spahn as American League defeated the National League 7-2. Participants included Hank Aaron, Lou Brock, Bert Campanarius, Joe DiMaggio, Sam Musial, Don Newcomb, and Early Wynn at the RFK Stadium in Washington, D.C. That sounds like an epic game.
I know all those.
All the old farts got back together, and played. That is awesome. David S. Dodge became the first stadium hostage in Lebanon. So one of the first militant attacks by Hezbollah, David S. Dodge, president of the Stadium University of Beirut, was kidnapped. 83, the first three-dimensional reconstruction of a human head in a CT scan, yeah, was published. Wow. Oh, yeah, there it is, right there.
Oh.
I remember seeing these. Yeah, it's like, wow. That's crazy. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. 81 as well. First female to captain a 747 across the Atlantic was Lynn Ripplemeyer. All right, you go, Captain. 84, Geraldine Ferraro, U.S. Representative in New York, became the first female major party vice presidential nominee, officially joining Walter Mondale's Democratic Party ticket.
Yeah.
Huh. 85, Christian Micallef, chosen as first school teacher to fly aboard the space shuttle. And unfortunately the last, I think. So
It's the one that blew up.
yeah, is that the
Right?
same person?
I think so.
Krista Micallef.
That doesn't sound right.
Well, this is 85.
Time sounds right. Yeah,
That looks like her. Died North Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that looks like an astronaut outfit she's wearing.
Yeah, it blew up.
1985 as
Part
well.
of our whole class watching it on
Yeah.
TV.
That's terrible. Yeah. The Val di Stava Dam collapsed, killing 268 people in Val di Stava, Italy. AO's time, 1987. Can I get through my life in 3 minutes?
No.
97 New York Yankees, 97 American League record of record base hit 10 consecutive games. I actually said that, but no.
Wow.
New York Yankees Don Mattingly set American League record of extra base hits in 10 consecutive games.
You did say that.
Yeah.
Wow, I couldn't get it, but when you repeated exactly what you said.
Yeah.
Can't believe you said it that fast.
I don't-
Correctly. Kudos.
Thank you. 1989, United Airlines DC-10 crashed at Sioux City, Iowa, killing 112. So flight 232. Yeah, other source says 111. So we have a minor discrepancy there.
It's a major discrepancy.
112 to 111?
Oh, I thought it was 212.
No, 112.
Okay.
No, just one. One person.
Yeah.
1990, BASF plant in Cincinnati, Ohio exploded in flames. One person was killed. Maybe that's that one extra person. A year later. Rest in peace, people who died. I don't mean to take the piss out of your event.
No.
1990, Dave Righetti pitched in his 499th game as a New York Yankee, passing Whitey Ford in most appearances as a New York Yankee. Former MLB baseball player and manager Pete Rose. He looks like George Bush, right there, kind of like.
Is that Righetti?
Yeah,
Okay.
Righetti the spaghetti. Former MLB baseball player and manager Pete Rose was sentenced to 5 months for tax evasion. And Dave Righetti pitched. Yeah, we got that one.
Mm-hmm.
90 as well. Richard Nixon Presidential Library and Museum in Yorba Linda, California, was dedicated. We've been there.
Yeah.
Let's do an image search. Oh, and that's not,
There's
that's
his house.
that's the actual house. Believe it or not, people, this house is still there. I've been in the house twice now, but he was born in that house.
Yeah.
Richard Nixon.
Little teeny house.
Yeah.
And they moved over to Whittier.
Ah. Wow. Yeah, it's a cool place. Museum.
It was nice. It's
There's
a
that
good
fountain.
museum, yeah.
Yeah. This is where they had the fire trucks during the 9/11 stuff.
I think it was right around on the other side.
Yeah, it was right here or something. Actually,
I think it was on the other side.
Nixon Museum 9/11. Let's see here. It's showing me 9/11 Memorial, but not the actual Nixon Museum.
Yeah.
Are there no photos of?
May not be.
I'd be surprised. Anyway, let's see. Moving on up to 1991, Cal Ripken played in his 1,500th consecutive game, 1,500. 91 as well. Mike Tyson struggle snuggled Miss Black America contestant Desiree Washington. Wow.
Yeah.
Yuck. With New York Yankee victory, 10 of 14 American League teams are at .5 or better. 0.500. So. 92, New York City ballet dancer Peter Martins was arrested for beating his wife. 92 as well, a car bomb killed Judge Pablo Borsello and 5 members of his escort. pardon me, 93, Glenn Chappell scored Lancashire's fastest first-class century off 27 balls in 21 minutes. Whatever that means. Oh. Maybe connected last day of first-class cricket for Ian Botham. It's a different article. It might be, something else. 94, first game ever canceled at Seattle Kingdom due to falling tiles. Oh, there's the first GPS thing right there.
Yeah.
So there's a Nixon. That's a cool shot, at night.
Yeah, it is.
Everything.
Yeah.
There's the ceiling tiles
Wow.
all over. So, yeah, you can't have a game with all that going on.
No.
Yeah. So, what else we got here? In 1995, teen comedy film Clueless was released, loosely based on Jane Austen's book Emma, starring Alicia Silverstone, directed by Amy Heckerling. 96, Jason Gillian scored 312 in 683 minutes for Lancashire versus Derbyshire.
Cricket.
Yep, sounds like cricket. We also have the 26 Summer Olympic Games opened in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, I remember those.
Yeah. 1997, the Troubles, the Provisional Irish Republican Army, resumed a ceasefire to end their 25-year paramilitary campaign to end British rule in Northern Ireland. 98, Goodwill Games Goodwill Games 4 opened in New York City. 2001, Michael Burnett discovered the skull of Sahelanthropus tecasinensis in the Jejura Desert, Chad, and one of the oldest known species in the human family tree at 6 to 7 million years old.
Jeez.
Yeah, let's take a look at this skull fragment. Look at that. That's epic. 6 to 7 million year old, and like it's even like warped through pressure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's awesome. Some suggest that S. Cicadius existed near the time that hominids and apes separated on their evolutionary paths. It could be that this specimen is a representative of an early hominid predating A. Aphronasis by 3 to 4 million years. On the other hand, it might be an ancestor of the gorilla. Some of the oldest evidence of a human-like species moving about in an upright position comes from Sahelanthropus, which is this thing, the large opening, the foramen magnum, where the spinal cord exits out of the cranium from the brain, is located further forward on the underside of the cranium than in apes or any other primate except humans. This feature indicates that the head of the species was held on an upright body, probably associated with walking on two legs. Walking upright may have helped this species survive in diverse habitats, including forests and grasslands. Yeah. Oh. All right, I'm going to not read any more of that because we're already over our hour, but we're in 2007, the TV drama Mad Men, starring John Hamm, Elizabeth Moss, January Jones, and Vincent Kartheiser, debuted on cable network AMC. 2009, the Wesley Impact, a black spot the size of Earth, discovered on Jupiter, later unknown object crashes onto the planet, or after an unknown object. We were talking about this a little bit yesterday.
Yeah.
From the way they were making it sound yesterday, it was part of that one asteroid or whatever that broke up. You remember all the dots?
It said something like that.
But now it's saying after unknown objects.
Yeah.
So maybe this is something else. Like, now that makes me wonder, was it Jupiter's gravity that pulled that thing apart, or did it get shot?
I don't know.
2011, Captain America, The First Avenger, directed by Joe Johnson, starring Chris Evans and Haley Atwell, premiered in Los Angeles, California. Guinean President Alpha Condé survived an attempted assassination and coup d'etat at his residence in Conakry. It's a weird word to try to pronounce. 2012, Syrian Civil War, the People's Protection Units, YPG, captured the city of Kobani without resistance, starting the Rojava conflict in northeast Syria. 2014, gunmen in Egypt's western desert province of New Valley Governorate attacked a military checkpoint, killing at least 21 soldiers. Egypt reportedly declared a state of emergency on its border with Sudan. Yikes. 2015, World Health Organization put world's Ebola death toll at 11,284. 2017, archaeological dig in Kadaku National Park extended Aboriginal people's time in Australia to 65,000 to 80,000 years ago. So apparently they've been around there even longer.
Yeah.
And they found these cave paintings and everything, or whatever the heck this is. Maybe that's paint droplets or something. First Australians arrived at least 65,000 years ago. Wow. Oh. I wonder if they were prisoners. 2017, BBC, the British Broadcasting Corporation, published salaries of its top-earning journalists and presenters, two-thirds male. Chris Evans highest at over £2.2 million. I don't think that's the same Chris Evans as Captain America. Investigators using DNA identified 16-year-old James Byron Hackinson as a victim of serial killer John Wayne Gacy 41 years after his disappearance. Wow. We also have U.S. scientists calculate the total amount of plastic ever produced, 8.3 billion tons, equal to the weight of 1 billion elephants.
Oh, gee.
Yikes. 2017, U.S. Senator John McCain was diagnosed with brain cancer.
Yeah.
Think what you want about him and his policies. No, that's a terrible thing to have to go through.
Yeah.
2018, a duck boat sunk in Table Rock Lake, Missouri, drowning 17 people. Well, then clearly it wasn't a duck. 2018, Airbus Beluga XL, painted to look like the whale, made its first flight, landing in Toulouse, Blagnac, France. Well, it's called the Beluga.
Yeah,
so
I can see why.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big old, like, forehead-brain thing. 2018, Brazilian soccer international goalkeeper Alisson transferred from Roma to Liverpool for a world record shot blocker's fee of £66.8 million. We also have first commercial flight, the Bird of Peace, between Ethiopia and Eritrea in 20 years, landed in Asmara, Eritrea, reuniting families. Dude, that is epic. That is freaking epic, dude. Like, what else do we got here? 2018, Israel's parliament passed controversial nation-state law giving only Jews self-determination, regulating Arabic to special status. This is what I was talking about earlier, the other article.
Yeah.
Like, they keep kicking people about, and then they hide behind, things, and they start calling people anti-Semitic and all that stuff. Lets them get away with whatever the hell they want with impunity.
And yet there's still Arabs in the Knesset, so they get voted in somehow.
Yeah, and it's just PR. They're second-class citizens in Israel. It's all, it's all PR just to be, look at how good we're being. But what they're really doing is killing them. 2018, largest intact sarcophagus of its kind ever found, 2,000 years old, opened in Alexandria, containing 3 skeletons, not a curse as feared. So, and here's that sarcophagus right there.
Yeah.
What else do we got? I don't know what this is. Some bust, some statue, or something. I wonder if they ever will find Alexander's tomb. Apparently it's in Alexandria somewhere. So, 2018, Russian ship Dmitry Donskoy with possible cargo of gold coins was discovered in waters between South Korea and Japan, where it sunk in 1905. I think this was the one that Israel claimed. There's some really old ship. It had sunk in 1905. There's some really old ship. There's like some Spanish galley or some Russian ship or something. I don't know. I'm gonna look this up actually. Israel claims sunken ship full of treasure is theirs. San Jose shipwreck. Here we go. Is this it? $20 billion shipwreck. Legal war erupts over legendary treasure. It carried approximately 11 million gold and silver coins. Was estimated by Sky News to be worth about $20 million and earned the nickname the Holy Grail of Shipwrecks. It's a Spanish galleon San Jose. Trying to find it. I think this is the one that Israel claims. It's not seeing Israel in here, so maybe it's something else. But I remember reading something about that, or maybe there was all lies to begin with. I don't know. Anyway, we got to move on up here. What else we got? 2019, heat wave began across the east of the United States, affecting 100 million people and killing 6, with New York City declaring a state of emergency. Wow. I want to look at the shipwreck of this.
Ooh.
Yeah, so there it is. 2019 as well, largest wind farm in Africa opened at Lake Turkana in Kenya, generating 310 megawatts. Great Scott. It's a lot of megawatts there. And here's a picture of it.
Yeah.
So pretty cool. 2019, UK oil tanker Stena Impero was seized by Iranian Revolutionary Guard in the Strait of Hormuz. 2020, first Arab interplanetary mission, the Mars Hope orbiter, launched on board Japanese H-2A rocket from Tanegashima Space Center. So that's awesome. Like like, it seems to me space is a great unifier. We have Arabs using Asians to reach space. That's awesome. Iran's President Hassan Rouhani said 25 million Iranians already infected with Kung flu, 35 million at risk. Official figure just 269,440. Fearmonger, fearmonger, fearmonger. 2020 Portland Mayor Ted Weezer criticized federal policing of protesters in the city, calling it unconstitutional. Yeah, well, you're a liberal lunatic, so...
Well, they were taking over the city for crying out loud.
Yeah, that was the Chaz, right? Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone? No, that was in...
That was Seattle.
Okay.
This was Portland.
Okay. 2020 as well, World Formula One Drivers' Champion Lewis Hamilton won a record 8th Hungarian Grand Prix in Budapest to equal Michael Schumacher's record of wins at a single circuit, the French Grand Prix. 21, Peruvian Union leader Pedro Castillo declared winner of the country's presidential election that was held back on 11th of April, defeating Keiko Fujimori by only 44,000 votes. It's close. We also have UK lifted most Kung flu restrictions on so-called Freedom Day, despite 50,000 new daily infections. Freedom. Fearmonger, fearmonger, fearmonger. Temperatures exceeded 40 degrees Celsius in parts of England for the first time in 2022 on this date. What is that in freedom units? 40 Celsius to Fahrenheit.
Yeah, 108 or 9 or something?
104. That's hot.
Yeah.
2023, massive landslide after heavy monsoon rains in India left at least 27 dead, and Urshalwadi village near Mumbai, with 78 still missing. I wonder how many of those actually survived. 2023, scientists discovered metals can self-heal after observing metals cracking and fusing back together, paving the way for future self-healing structures and vehicles.
Whoa.
What? Stunning discovery. Metals can heal themselves. So I'm just going to throw this in here, like a self-healing metal. That's
weird.
That's wild, I don't even know, how to explain that. But I think it has something to do with vibrations. I don't know. 24, at least 50 people died when a bridge collapsed in Xinguolu in China's Shaanxi province after heavy rains and flash flooding. Missouri woman Sandra Ham released from prison after her 43-year conviction for murder was overturned.
Oh, jeez.
Longest known wrongful conviction of a woman in U.S. history.
Oh,
wow.
Man.
I hope she took the entire state to court. 13 sharp-nosed sharks are the first to test positive for cocaine off the coast of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Yeah, we were talking about cocaine bears a while ago. Now we have cocaine sharks. And sharp-nosed sharks, no less. They're not sharp-nosed anymore. We have a widespread technology outage, grounded flights, and shut down bank and media companies around the world, caused by an update error by cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike. That's all it takes. Mm-hmm. Like one little bug, the whole world stops.
Yeah.
You really think all this advancement is a good thing? No. This is why I'm a neo-Amish. Like, at some point with technology, we got to stop. 24, the International Court of Justice, the ICJ, delivered a ruling stating that Israel should end its illegal occupation of the Palestinian territories. The ICJ identified that all member states of the UN are under an obligation not to recognize the occupation as legal, nor, quote, render aid or assistance, end quote, towards maintaining Israel's presence in the occupied territories. And right now, apparently, the U.S. is passing some legislation where we're officially merging the military forces of Israel and the United States. It's no longer just.
So.
Yes, they are. Hold on a second. Let's see. U.S. merging with Israel. They are officially. Yeah.
We're going to cooperate.
Congress quietly moves to integrate U.S. and Israeli militaries. No, I keep trying to tell you, they're trying to take us over.
I have to read more about what that headline's talking about.
Well, I'll send it to you. But,
okay.
I keep trying to tell you, Israel owns us, and they're trying to...
They don't own us.
Well,
that's crazy.
Yes, they do. U.S./Israel merger. Just throw this in here.
Little teeny Israel owns us.
Yes.
The size of New Jersey.
Doesn't matter. They have the money. They have the power. 2025, the tourist boat Wonder Sea capsized during a thunderstorm in Ha Long Bay, Vietnam, leaving at least 36 people dead.
Yikes.
It's terrible. I'm sorry to end the show on a couple terrible articles, unfortunately. But that will conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description below for any links that you may find interesting, including not limited to all things Omni Coalition. These links will appear there in about 10 minutes or so. Anyway, what's the code word? Let us know that they're still watching us.
Good question. I've gone blank.
Long show.
Long show.
Put long show or whatever, in the comments. Let us know you're still watching up to
Is
here.
that Chinese? Long show.
It could be. Don't ever do that. That was incredibly offensive.
Oh.
Well,
me.
as a white guy, you're not allowed to do that. I mean, they could make fun of us for having round eyes, but we can't do anything to them because we're the wrong color. Anyway, for your dose of Passive Events Daily, we stream at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander.
Golden Loon.
And UVRU, and until you catch us next time, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!